Now I will show the duodenum and pancreas. They are a bit deeply set organs. So to show them, I have to push these intestines to the side. So small intestine and the transverse colon, which are covering the duodenum and pancreas, have to be pushed to the side, and that will expose the pancreas and duodenum for you. See here, this is the stomach, and stomach continues as the duodenum. This green colored part is the first part of duodenum. Since it is in close contact with the gallbladder, it stains green. Then this is the vertical part. This is the second part of duodenum. This is the horizontal part, the third part of duodenum. Then here we have the fourth part of duodenum here. That is the fourth part, which continues as jejunum. Then fitting in the curve of C-shaped duodenum, we have the head of the pancreas. This part is the head of the pancreas. And then there is a small projection from the head of the pancreas, and this is called uncinate process. This hook-like process is called uncinate process. And anterior to uncinate process, we have the superior mesenteric artery and superior mesenteric vein, which run in front of the uncinate process. This area is the neck of the pancreas, and the superior mesenteric vein joins with the splenic vein behind the neck of the pancreas to form the portal vein. So that is the area where both of them join and form the portal vein. So we have the portal vein formed here. That is the splenic vein coming from that side. This is the splenic vein, and this is the superior mesenteric vein. They join behind the neck of the pancreas at the level of second lumbar vertebra to form portal vein. This is the body of the pancreas here, and the terminal part, which is closely related to the spleen, this is called the tail of the pancreas. Tail is closely related to the spleen, and the tail of pancreas contains maximum number of islets of Langerhans. So it has to be carefully separated from the spleen during removal of the spleen or splenectomy. Otherwise it would result in diabetes mellitus. And upper border of the pancreas is closely related to this vessel, this artery. The artery is the splenic artery. Splenic artery is a branch of celiac trunk, runs along the upper border of pancreas and reaches the spleen. Then splenic vein is not accompanying the splenic artery. One point to be noted: the splenic vein is closely related to the posterior surface of the pancreas instead of accompanying the artery. You can see the splenic vein here. This is the splenic vein, which is running behind the pancreas. Okay, we have a few duodenum and pancreas specimens for you. Here we'll identify the duodenum first. This is the duodenum. This is the duodenum, and this is the duodenum. This is the pancreas. This is the pancreas. So whatever surrounds the pancreas is the duodenum. Now in this specimen, we'll identify the parts of duodenum. This is the first part of the duodenum. This is the second part. This is the third part. The fourth part is cut. It is supposed to be here. Then this is the head of the pancreas with a hook-like projection called uncinate process. This is the uncinate process. Then this area is the neck. This area is the body, and this area is the tail. I repeat: head, neck, body, tail, uncinate process. In this specimen, this is the uncinate process, which is damaged a bit. This is the head of pancreas, this is the neck, this is the body, and this is the tail. These are all pancreatic ACINI, which help us identify pancreas. This pancreas is having a natural color, and we can see the pancreatic ACINI very clearly. And here we have a small part of duodenum along with the pancreas. If we open the duodenum, inside we can see the circular folds. These are the circular folds, plicae circularis, or valves of Kerkerings, and hiding in between them is a beak-like projection, and that is called major duodenal papilla, a nipple-like or beak-like projection, and through that the hepatopancreatic ampulla opens into the second part of the duodenum. This is a very important landmark for us because the duodenum above this level develops from the foregut and below this level develops from midgut. And the part of duodenum above this level is supplied by superior pancreaticoduodenal vessels, and below this level is supplied by inferior pancreaticoduodenal vessels.